What is that?
Lucas and his friend Gavin were hiking through the woods in rural Pennsylvania when a foul, unexpected odor suddenly hit them. Thinking it might be a dead animal, Lucas took out his phone just to be safe. But then, an unsettling, instinctual sense of being watched crept over him. Lucas spotted a large, crouching figure through the trees. It looked like an ape, but moved and stood upright like a man. He snapped a photo and managed to record it as it disappeared into the woods. Both he and Gavin were too shocked to speak. To this day, there's no explanation for what they saw, but Lucas is certain it wasn't human. During a calm outing in nature, this man had an unexpected encounter. He spotted a snake with two complete heads moving along the ground. This rare condition, known as bicephaly, is similar to conjoined twins in humans. Though it has occasionally been seen in snakes, turtles, and lizards, it's still an extraordinary sight. In various cultures, animals like this are viewed as omens, often symbolizing bad luck or approaching misfortune. This man was simply walking through a graveyard when he noticed something unusual inside a mausoleum. At first, it appeared as though someone, or something, was lying there beneath a blanket. He continued watching, trying to figure out what he was seeing, when suddenly, the blanket shifted. For a brief moment, whatever was beneath the blanket moved and then quickly pulled the cover back over itself, almost as if it didn't want to be seen. It wasn't just eerie, it was completely baffling. Who or what was under there? How did they get inside? And what happened to the person who was supposed to be buried in that tomb? This footage, recorded on an Indiana farm in 2018, shows a bizarre-looking creature that quickly drew attention online. While its body resembles a goat, its elongated neck and unusual face sparked confusion. As the video circulated, many viewers reacted harshly, some calling it the ugliest animal they'd ever seen, others comparing it to the devil or dubbing it the monster goat. However, further investigation revealed that the animal is actually a Damascus goat, a rare breed known for its unique appearance. Experts suggest that selective breeding may be the reason for this particular goat's extreme features, though whether that fully explains it remains up for debate. Humans often seek out thrilling experiences that challenge their comfort zones, but sometimes these pursuits come with significant risks. While on an ocean adventure and recording their journey, a group of people unexpectedly encountered a large fish with its dorsal fin visible above the water. The animal became aggressive and started chasing the boat at high speed, causing a frightening situation for everyone involved. Thankfully, they managed to navigate the boat expertly and escape safely. While exploring a remote part of the wilderness, a game warden and his son encountered a strange sight, a large figure standing in a shallow creek. They quickly started filming with a phone. The figure, covered in dark tangled hair, moved slowly, seemingly aware of being observed but showing no concern. Despite their calls, it didn't respond at all.
Hey, you!
Whatever the creature was, it closely matched typical Bigfoot descriptions. But the question remains, was it truly Bigfoot or something entirely different lurking in the forest, waiting to be discovered? In this video, the creature resembles a lizard with a long, snake-like body. As odd as it looks, it's actually a real animal. It's called an Asian grass lizard, a species found in parts of Asia like China, Japan, Taiwan, and Vietnam. These lizards are known for their extremely long tails and slender bodies. They prefer grassy habitats and mainly feed on insects. Luckily, they're usually timid and avoid conflict by fleeing rather than fighting. This video shows a strange-looking fish. Its upper body oddly resembles a human, while the rest is clearly fish-like. Could this be what real mermaids look like? On second thought, that seems pretty unlikely. The creature appears to be struggling to survive. Could it be some kind of mutated animal, or maybe even a mutated mermaid? A woman parked by a tree with her child in the back seat when the child began pointing toward the tree, claiming to see a girl who had died.
Dad. Honey, I don't think girl in the tree, baby. There's nothing in the tree.
Hey, Dad, look, see? I see it.
What? The tree is?
No, it grows.
Why do you think there's a girl?
Despite the woman's efforts to find the girl her child claimed to see, or any sign of someone near the tree, there was nothing there. Understandably unsettled, she recorded the moment and shared it online, hoping for answers. Reactions to the video were mixed. Some believed the child had a special gift, while others said it's common for kids to have these kinds of experiences. So what do you think? Did the child see something, or was it all just imagination? A Reddit user shared a strange discovery they made in their backyard in southern New England.
What is that?
They had come across a strange, almost alien-looking creature. One commenter suggested it was a line of caterpillars moving perfectly in sync, and that does seem to be the case. Still, it's one of the oddest things someone could randomly encounter. Have you ever seen anything like that? A group of men on a fishing trip came across a rare and unusual catch, a lancetfish. These deep-sea predators aren't like ordinary fish. They have sharp teeth, pointed snouts, and bioluminescent patches that allow them to blend into the ocean's dark depths. Known for being elusive and mysterious, spotting one is a rare event. Have you ever seen anything like it? A person was walking through the woods in New Hampshire with their mastiff when they witnessed something that terrified their dog for the first time. They encountered a mysterious creature which they believed to be Bigfoot. The footage shows something that doesn't resemble any known animal, and since New Hampshire has no apes, they conclude it must be Bigfoot. In March 2025, while driving through a remote area, a group of people spotted something unusual in the distance. From their vehicle, they noticed a large figure far off and quickly pulled out a phone to record the strange sight.
¿Qué ibas a comentar, Iván?
Ahí hay un gigante allá arriba en el cerro.
¿Un qué?
Un güey muy alto, gigante, cabrón.
A la verga, sí es cierto, güey. Ya lo vi. Neta.
The figure appeared massive, far too large to be a normal person. Online viewers are divided. Some are convinced it's Bigfoot or an actual giant, while others believe it might be an optical illusion or a digitally altered video. A group of soldiers was making their way through the woods when they encountered what appeared to be an enraged gorilla. The creature was massive and stood in an intimidating posture as the soldiers moved past. Despite their toughness, the soldiers looked visibly uneasy, a mix of awe and silent hope that the gorilla wasn't in a bad mood. Truthfully, it looked like it wasn't to be messed with. Still, they managed to summon the courage to walk by, and surprisingly, the gorilla didn't react at all. In this video, someone captured a strange creature. Some people believe it could be a spider, but can spiders really move their eyes like that? Others suggest it might be something extraterrestrial, given the limited evidence. Can anyone identify what it might be? Check out this chilling video. It begins quite normally, but a few seconds in, just near the vehicle's side mirror, a pair of eyes becomes visible. When you look closely at the eyes, it's obvious they don't belong to a human. They resemble those of a wild animal, likely a canine or something similar to a wolf. But here's the strange part. The position of the eyes suggests they're on a humanoid figure. The person recording claims there were actually multiple dogman creatures, pointing out that the howling in the background likely came from the others. The vehicle can be seen shaking slightly, possibly due to the creature's presence. Thankfully, the man behind the camera managed to get away unharmed. Someone spotted and recorded a strange-looking creature in the woods. At first glance, it didn't resemble any known animal, but the person who uploaded the footage claimed it was a chupacabra. For those who may not know, the chupacabra is a legendary, dog-like creature said to suck the blood of livestock. The name means goat sucker, originating from reports in the 1990s in Puerto Rico, where goats were allegedly attacked. However, members of the paranormal community were quick to suggest the creature was actually a maned wolf, or guara, a real species native to South America. When comparing images of the maned wolf and the creature in the video, there are clear similarities: long legs, large ears, and a bushy tail. That said, the creature in the footage appears sickly and hairless, giving it a grayish tone. This could be caused by illness, malnutrition, or another condition. So, is it a diseased maned wolf or an actual chupacabra? While filming their hike, a hiker saw a bear suddenly begin chasing their dogs. Acting quickly, they used bear spray to protect both themselves and the dogs. The spray worked, causing the bear to back off. Fortunately, no one was hurt. The mesmerizing serpent caught on camera is a horned snake with vibrant orange skin. Its back is covered in spikes, making it look like a dragon from old legends brought to life as a stunning snake. At first glance, it might be mistaken for a horned puff adder, but this creature is something entirely different. It's not an ordinary snake. It carries an air of mystery with its impressive form and intricate spiked scales along its sleek body. What species could this be? A researcher, aka Coyote Peterso, was exploring a swamp in Canada when he came across a skull that could potentially be the strongest evidence yet of Bigfoot's existence. This wasn't just any skull, it closely resembled a human's, but with one major difference. It was far too large to be from a human. Given what we know about Bigfoot from various descriptions, it's highly likely that Peterson was actually holding a Bigfoot skull, though he initially assumed it belonged to a wild animal. A man who regularly hikes alone near the Appalachian Mountains had never encountered anything out of the ordinary until one particular day. He captured a scream unlike anything he'd ever heard before. While it could have been from local wildlife, the sound felt disturbingly unnatural to him. Could this have been his first unsettling experience in the Appalachians? Dinosaurs have fascinated people for centuries, and although they're believed to have gone extinct long before humans appeared, a recent viral video has reignited debate. The clip shows a creature that many think looks like a raptor, raising questions about what it really is, while modern technology allows for highly realistic recreations of extinct animals. The lifelike quality of this footage has left viewers wondering, could dinosaurs, or something that looks just like them, actually be among us again? A biker set up his camera to showcase his riding skills, but the footage ended up capturing something far more intense. After riding past the camera, he reappears moments later, walking his bike and clearly uneasy. He glances behind him and makes loud sounds, trying to scare off whatever is following him. Soon, a bear enters the frame. The biker doesn't panic. Instead, he lifts his bike to look bigger and slams it on the ground to frighten the animal. The bear retreats, but still seems curious. Though the camera cuts out with the bear still nearby, no screams are heard, and since the video was later submitted by the biker himself, it's clear he made it out safely, though the encounter was clearly terrifying. This footage was captured in an isolated village. In the video, a massive snake can be seen tied up. The snake clearly isn't happy about being restrained and continues to writhe and struggle in an attempt to break free. The villagers have no idea where it came from, but to ensure everyone's safety, they chose to secure it. Just look at the size of this creature. It's enormous. While hiking Lone Peak Mountain in foggy conditions with limited visibility, a person spotted something unusual, a large figure climbing the slope with an eerie, almost effortless grace. Initially thinking it was another hiker, they soon realized the size and fluidity of the movement seemed unnatural for the terrain. Unable to get closer, they recorded a brief video. Given Lone Peak's reputation for Bigfoot sightings, the hiker wondered if it was truly Bigfoot or just an optical illusion. A trail camera recorded a strange orange creature, which led to a range of theories. Some viewers believed it resembled an alien. Others took a more realistic approach, suggesting it could be a type of salamander. While the true identity of the creature is still unknown, the footage has stirred curiosity, especially among paranormal fans who suspect something otherworldly. Could this be a rare or undiscovered species? Is there a known animal that fits this description more closely? A video was shared online showing a strange and mysterious creature. It seemed to have tentacles that moved as it floated in the air. The uploader claimed it was a leviathan, but many viewers weren't convinced. Several comments on the original post suggested it was just a kite, noting that kites can come in many different shapes and sizes. Others speculated it might be a weather balloon, although there's uncertainty about weather balloons having that kind of design. Despite the doubts, some remained sure the creature was indeed a leviathan, a legendary sea monster known for its tentacles, according to myth. So, what's your take? A home security camera captured footage of what appears to be a headless person. The homeowner, disturbed by what they saw, uploaded the video online to find out if it was real or just someone playing a prank. Could this really be a headless individual, or is someone trying to create a hoax? What do you think? In the snowy landscapes of Russia, a moment was captured on camera. Have a look. The person who recorded the footage set out into the snowy night, aiming to prove that recent Bigfoot sightings were just a hoax. But once outside, he began to notice strange tracks in the snow. Though still doubtful, he started filming, just in case. Then, about 2 kilometers away, he spotted something moving. He zoomed in and captured what you now see on screen. He claims it was a real Bigfoot. Some viewers have called the video fake, questioning how the earlier footage was so clear while the final part appeared blurry. What do you think? Did this man in Russia really encounter Bigfoot, or is it all just a trick? The person who shared the trail cam footage believed the figure that fell into the water was a ghost. However, after the video was posted, members of the paranormal community suggested it might be a young woman who was possessed. While it's hard to say exactly what we're looking at, one thing is clear: some kind of spirit or ghostly presence is involved. A solo hiker captured a video while trekking through the Appalachian woods, providing no commentary, just the unfiltered moment. Although the forest appears normal, the sounds are far from ordinary. A human voice pleading for help can be heard, but it sounds strange. The hiker neither investigates the noise nor explains it, leaving the video wrapped in mystery. The footage begins with a strange, smoky, or mist-like figure forming on the right side of the vehicle. Within seconds, the mist takes on a more solid shape and quickly moves across the highway just before the car reaches that spot. Since this was captured by the vehicle's dash cam, the entire event happened in just a few moments. The figure appears ghostly and otherworldly, raising the question, do spirits intentionally interact with humans? Was this entity trying to mess with the driver? At first glance, this trail cam footage appears normal, just a couple of deer grazing and staying alert. The camera's owner initially thought the same, but after a closer look, it became clear there was more in the video than first noticed. If you rewatch and focus, you can spot a face in the brightened image. At one point, the deer even glanced in that direction, as if they sensed something was there. Could it be that Bigfoot saw the camera and chose to stay hidden? Let us know what you think. A man was exploring some supposedly abandoned cabins in the woods when he noticed something that suggested they might not be empty. Everything was quiet until a sudden movement caught his eye behind one of the upper windows. At first, nothing could be seen, but as the flashlights moved away, a pale figure peeked out from behind the curtain.
Yo. You see movement then? Yeah. Move the light. Yo. Yo.
At first, he thought it might be just a squatter, but after reviewing the footage, he noticed the figure looked unusual. It had no face and appeared unnaturally pale. Seeing this, he quickly left, convinced that whatever was inside wasn't human. In the middle of the night, deep in the woods, a trail camera picked up something unusual. Partially concealed behind a tree stood a figure with a human-like shape and glowing eyes. The camera had been placed to monitor wildlife, so the owner was stunned to see anything else, especially in such a remote area. She hadn't expected to capture a person, let alone something that didn't look fully human. Then again, could it have just been an animal caught at a strange angle under unusual lighting? What do you think? While out in nature, this person came across something truly bizarre, a slimy, blob-like creature slowly crawling along the ground. It didn't resemble any known animal they had ever seen. Even after searching online, they couldn't find anything that matched it exactly. So, what could it be? A rare, undocumented species? Or just an elaborate hoax designed to grab attention online? If you've ever seen anything like it or think you know what it is, share your thoughts in the comments. A Reddit user, jturley85, posted a strange video that left viewers completely baffled. According to the post, the footage came from a co-worker of the Reddit user's wife, who had gone hunting in the mountains over the weekend. They had a pack of dogs with them, but two went missing during the trip. After an extensive search, they found the dogs, but both had been torn apart. While trying to figure out what could have caused it, they spotted something unusual through a scope and began recording. The figure appeared tall, with thin, unnaturally long arms covered in what looked like hair. Its movements didn't seem human. Some suggested it might have been another hunter in camouflage, but that doesn't explain the condition of the dogs. To this day, no one has any clear answers. A group of men pulled over by the side of a road for reasons that remain unclear. What happened next, however, was unbelievable. One of the men approached a steep, almost vertical cliff, and without any ropes, equipment, or hesitation, began to climb. Using only his hands, he ascended the surface with an unnatural speed and ease. The climb seemed nearly impossible, yet he made it look effortless. Even now, no one knows how he managed it. Was he simply an exceptionally skilled climber? A group of adventurers ventured into a dark forest late at night, their breath visible in the cold. Using only small torches for light, they made their way toward a cave with a menacing entrance. There, they encountered a strange figure with bird-like limbs, standing watch at the cave's opening. The creature moved carefully, as if it were protecting something inside. A quiet tension hung in the air between the explorers and the mysterious being, raising the question, was this the fabled cave goblin or the elusive Tommyknocker from legend? A group of people set out on a boat ride through a forested river, hoping to take in the beauty of nature. But their peaceful trip took an unexpected turn when they saw a large bear standing on the riverbank. The moment the bear noticed the boat, it started charging toward them, triggering panic among the passengers. As the bear closed in, they managed to steer the boat away just in time and safely reach the shore. It was a close call by any measure. A bizarre creature was caught on camera, leading to speculation about what it might be. Some believe it could be a rake, an alien, or another mysterious entity. While it shares features like pale skin and an unusual build, it doesn't quite fit any known category. It seems more like a being from another world. So far, no existing cryptid matches its appearance, leaving its identity unknown. In this footage, a shadowy figure can be seen shifting between trees in the forest, almost as if it's searching for something, or someone. It doesn't appear to be hiding or afraid, suggesting it's aware of the people nearby, but unfazed by their presence. As it moves, it grips the trees, possibly for balance. The figure is significantly larger and taller than a typical human, with long limbs that hint at great power. The size and behavior of the creature make it difficult to dismiss its existence. A man walking his dog through Georgia's woods captured something eerie on camera.
Show. Where is
Far down a dense, overgrown path, they spotted a large, dark shape. The dog gave chase, and the man followed until the creature suddenly leapt out. It was tall, dark, and moved on two legs with an unnatural speed. The man screamed and fled with his dog. For years, residents of North Georgia have shared similar reports, leading locals to believe that Bigfoot might inhabit the area. This trail camera clip captures an alligator making its way forward. At first glance, it appears to be a strong, majestic creature, but as it moves closer, it becomes evident that it's missing its front right leg and is limping. This leads to the question, was the injury from birth or the result of an incident? A trail camera recorded a mysterious creature in the woods that appears to be a bipedal, wolf-like figure. It has a snout and a furry upper body, while its lower half looks surprisingly human. There are two main theories about what it could be. The first draws from folklore. Many think it might be a werewolf or a dogman, creatures commonly mentioned in spooky legends. Its strange features seem to support this idea, and he is convinced it's a dogman. The second theory comes from skeptics, who suggest it could simply be a person in a costume pulling off a prank deep in the forest. Instead of settling the debate, the decision is left to viewers. What do you think? Dogman or just a hoax? In Fresno, California, a puzzling event left locals baffled. A palm tree branch was seen floating in midair. It didn't appear to be a staged act, as there were no strings, people, or devices involved. Some thought it might be due to strong winds, but the weather was calm, with no noticeable breeze. The person who recorded the footage believes a supernatural force, possibly even sky gods, might be behind it. What do you think could explain this? A boy and his friend went exploring in the woods behind their home at night, recording their adventure. Then, out of nowhere, something unexpected happened.
Oh my gosh! Help! Help!
A humanoid figure appeared, and while not much detail was shared afterward, the boy's reaction seemed authentic. What he captured on camera remains a mystery. In mid-June 2025, on June 14th, two men in Bridgeport, West Virginia, noticed something strange overhead.
What is that, bro? Dude, I don't know about a cell phone tower, Monk. Monk? I don't think it's a cell phone tower, bro. Dude, I have never in my life seen anything do what it's doing. Wait, you should come look at my phone. I can't stop this. I've never seen any cell phone tower do what this is doing.
The footage reveals a strange structure appearing to hover motionlessly in the sky. One of the men was certain it wasn't a cell phone tower. To him, it felt like something otherworldly. Was it just a drone, or did they capture a UFO on film that night? While patrolling near a forested area, a police officer stopped after hearing an unusual noise.
What the absolute fuck is that? Starting to regret that I stopped at this rest stop. And they say Bigfoot isn't real?
The noise didn't resemble any known animal, and whatever was making it had to be large. Both unsettled and intrigued, the officer wondered if it might be the legendary Bigfoot, whether it was the mythical creature or something else hiding in the woods. The sound raised more questions than it answered. While hiking in the Adirondacks, a group of hikers noticed something unusual. Check it out.
No, we're behind that tree. Whoa, there it is. It's a bear.
That's not a bear. What is it?
It's a freaking bear. What?
A bear walking on legs that's brown around here? Looks like a bear. Bears are black here.
Initially, they weren't sure if it was a bear or something else, and after watching the footage, I understand their confusion. It almost resembles a gorilla, but gorillas aren't native to this region. The creature vanished quickly into the forest, leaving them wondering what they had just seen. What's your take? On March 6th, 2025, this YouTube channel shared a video titled Late Night Trip, which followed their camping experience in the forest. What began as a routine outing, cutting branches and constructing a temporary bridge, soon took an eerie turn.
We gotta just keep moving it that way, towards Keegan.
It's not out. There's a...
Nuts.
Here,
Help Jordan, help Jordan. Keep moving it this way.
You got it from the box?
It's literally right.
They ignored the noises and carried on until something unexpected occurred.
There's a big boom above us, which we think of
Well,
as
I don't
tracks.
know if it was above us, bro. 100% feel like that came from behind us.
Oh, that's lighting up good.
Oh, yeah. The boom was weird, wasn't it, Tony?
Yes, it was. Definitely weird.
Freaked us all out.
Yeah, don't know about that.
There's nothing.
Nothing at all. What is that?
It might be just a creaking, bro. It's old.
That's not a creek, though.
It sounds like something's getting thrown.
It sounds like something walking on it, you know? Tony.
That's Tony.
Was that you? Tony. Don't lie. Tony. Tony. Something threw a rock. Bro, promise.
That was him.
Promise.
It came from that way, dog. There was crackling over there.
Keegan, or Tony, get up.
No, it's the fire. It's the fire crackling. We just heard it again.
Dude, it bounced off.
A sudden, mysterious boom rang out through the forest, quickly followed by the sound of something striking metal near their campsite.
Huh.
I just heard something from the house. Like a
I did not hear it.
like that. Like you burned yourself again? Damn it, Tony.
I hear talking in the distance. 100% just heard talking in the distance. I don't know if I'm tripping, but I feel like I keep hearing a faint whistling. You're tripping, that might be a car. You didn't hear that? What did it sound like? It's like a... Yeah. You did hear that? Yeah. I keep hearing that. water's right here, so the fact that we can hear it is kind of weird. You know, because that water's loud. I feel like I just heard twigs snapping. Get the fuck out of me. I just heard it. Oh, stop. We keep hearing a whistle, bro. Huh? We keep hearing whistling. Well, the crackling is the fire.
Shortly after, soft voices and unsettling whistling drifted in from the darkness. Even with the nearby river's roar, the sounds were clear and impossible to dismiss. Was it just a coincidence of natural sounds playing tricks on their minds? Or was something truly out there in the dark? Could this have been a paranormal encounter? Or simply the forest reminding them that they weren't alone? What do you think really happened that night? In mid-July, the YouTube team Ghost Theory explored a forest famous for its spooky past. They installed devices to pick up any paranormal signs. As the investigation continued, the situation grew unsettling.
Come and touch the device if you know anything about the girl that was farm. Touch the black device if what that girl was not a person.
Then they heard this sound.
What is that?
Is that a skinwalker?
Did you catch it?
Yeah.
I'm out of here. Sake.
Can a spirit tell us if we are in danger and that we need to leave?
I'm going.
The sound was neither fully human nor entirely animal. Could something frightening really be lurking in the woods? Luckily, whatever it was, it never revealed itself. For weeks, this man had been hearing strange voices in his cabin, but found nothing after searching every corner. Eventually, he installed motion sensors and security cameras. One afternoon, while alone, the alarm went off. Checking the footage, he saw a woman gliding past his window. He lives alone, didn't recognize her, and the doors were locked with no sign of a break-in. He shared the video online seeking answers, but no one could explain it. Who or what was caught on camera? Could aliens be living among us? Have a look. These strange, alien-like figures are seen standing in what appears to be a farm or barn, staring toward the camera. There's no clear history or context behind the footage, but it's making rounds on paranormal sites as supposed evidence of aliens. During a solo hike, Instagram user Smitherins captured something unnerving. He had a strong sense that something or someone was trailing him. Initially, he ignored the feeling, but then decided to point his camera toward the forest. A black cat is seen sitting on a table with a white face and what looks like a black mustache. At first glance, it seems creepy, possibly some sort of Halloween costume. But could the cat have naturally white fur on its face and black fur elsewhere? Or is this just a photo filter? No one can say for sure. However, if you look closely at the table, there appears to be white powder on it. This suggests that the cat may have gotten into something and ended up with a messy face, giving it that odd appearance. That's one possible explanation. What do you think? The owner of this trail cam had been monitoring a pregnant bear, not to harm it, but to capture the birth of her cubs. When the time came, he placed the camera near the den to record the moment. Upon reviewing the footage later, instead of seeing the cubs, he saw something terrifying. A creature that looked like a mix between a human and a canine. It didn't resemble a typical dog, wolf, or even a werewolf, especially since there was no full moon that night. Confused, he shared the footage online. Paranormal experts quickly identified it as the Dogman. This video was recorded by a group of schoolboys exploring the woods, just doing what kids usually do. They thought they were alone, but unknowingly, they had entered the territory of a creature that lives in that area. The children said they saw a Yeti, but there's a detail that makes me question it. The creature in the video doesn't have the white fur typically associated with Yetis. This has me unsure. Could our understanding of the Yeti's appearance be completely off? Or are the kids simply fabricating the story for attention? What's your opinion? This trail cam footage appears to show a dog-like creature sprinting through the woods, captured on what looks like a body cam worn by someone chasing it. The footage is said to have come from a government operation aimed at locating and suppressing a dogman in an undisclosed area. After it was leaked, allegedly by unknown individuals or hackers, those responsible reportedly disappeared without a trace. The video may look strange because it's stabilized and taken from a clip under 5 seconds long, shown frame by frame. Still, it's hard to ignore how unusual it looks. Pets have always been a source of comfort, but recent rumors about skinwalkers have added a creepy twist to owning animals. Imagine being told that a shape-shifting creature could disguise itself as your pet. Would you still feel safe? In one video, a cat owner noticed odd behavior in his feline. While recording, he captured the cat standing upright on its back legs in a strange, unnatural position. If it's not a skinwalker, then it's definitely one very peculiar cat. In California, the sky lit up with a fiery orb moving through the air, leaving behind a trail of glittering sparks. The display looked unusual and caught attention for being different from standard fireworks. It danced across the night sky in a way that left viewers wondering what exactly they were witnessing. Could this be a new kind of firework or something entirely unknown? The mystery remains unsolved, leaving us all curious and fascinated. Deep in the woods, a man came across a humanoid figure that appeared completely frozen in place. Its pale appearance made it resemble a statue, or possibly a ghost. The sight left him stunned and confused. What do you think about this strange forest sighting? Could the woods be hiding something supernatural, or is there a logical explanation behind this eerie figure? This footage shows a fisherman who discovered large tracks by a river, far bigger than his size 10 feet. The prints were also deeply embedded, suggesting the creature was very heavy. What's unusual is that the fisherman believes these belong to a young Bigfoot. He claims to have seen similar tracks before, and is convinced a whole Bigfoot family lives in those woods. A strange, fiery bubble suddenly appeared in the sky, then vanished just as quickly without a trace. Its origin remains unknown. Some believe it might have been a secret weapon test, while others think it could have been a paranormal occurrence. With limited information available, it's difficult to confirm or rule anything out. This is an arm that's been altered through body modification. It's either wild or impressive depending on your taste. The unusual bumps along the arm look a lot like a spine's vertebrae, and there's a large X marked on the back of the hand. People have strong reactions to this kind of thing. What about you? Would you ever try something like this? Share your thoughts in the comments. A group of starlings, technically called a murmuration, was seen shifting into various shapes. While this behavior is typical for the birds, the photographer noticed something unusually active that day. He focused his camera and within minutes captured the stunning moment you're seeing. A massive bird shape formed by hundreds, possibly thousands, of starlings. Witnesses were amazed, especially since it happened twice in one night and hasn't occurred again since. Some believe it was just a natural coincidence, while others in the paranormal community suspect something more. Two friends recently posted a TikTok of their drive through a fog-covered forest. What began as a lighthearted trip quickly turned frightening when they heard eerie, inhuman screams, sounding like multiple voices crying out at the same time.
Oh, oh. What? Tu vois là-bas? Pourquoi il y a un truc? Pardon. What?
As they scanned their surroundings, a pale figure suddenly peeked out from behind a tree.
J'ai vu. T'as vu ici? Là-bas? Attends, tu veux te rapprocher pour voir? Je sais pas. Il y a un truc blanc là-bas. Il s'est arrêté. Oh! Putain! C'est quoi ce bordel?
Attends, mais je rêve ou tu vois
Mais là-bas, là, regarde, on voit bien, on est d'accord? Oui. Il y a quelque chose de blanc.
Qu'est-ce que c'est ma trottinette? Mais il y a un truc bizarre qui se passe.
What?
The screams intensified, and as soon as they saw the figure, they took off. They later speculated it could have been SCP-96, an internet myth linked to sightings of a creature known as the Rake, believed to dwell deep in the woods, but honestly, it's hard to say for sure. This is a frilled shark, a rare and fascinating creature often called a living fossil because its physical features have stayed mostly the same for millions of years. It has a long, eel-like body that can grow up to 2 meters, about 6.5 feet in length. Its flat head is lined with rows of tiny needle-like teeth, ideal for catching prey in the deep sea. What sets this shark apart are its gills. They're frilly and lace-like, which is how it got its name. You don't see frilled sharks often, and there's a good reason for that. They typically dwell in deep ocean waters, usually between 200 and 1,500 meters, 660 to 4,920 feet deep. They prefer areas along continental slopes and in underwater canyons where they hunt small fish, squid, and other deep-sea creatures. Because of their deep-sea habitat, encounters with humans are rare, but when spotted, they're certainly an incredible sight, don't you think? In a remote, snow-covered wilderness, a group of friends set out in search of adventure. As they venture deeper into the silent, isolated landscape, a strange figure appears, a large, hairy creature resembling the legendary Bigfoot. It moves quickly and evasively, heightening the mystery. But the video reveals more than just one figure. Through the eerie green glow of the camera, another being of similar size and shape comes into view. What do you think this could be? Is it really Bigfoot, or is there an even stranger explanation for these figures in the snow? One night, a security camera captured something unusual through a window of a house tucked deep in the woods. The figure appeared for only 3 seconds before vanishing. Viewers of the clip began speculating. Some believed it was a skinwalker, while others suspected it was just a prank. However, the homeowner doubts that, given how remote the location is. The experience has left her feeling deeply unsettled. Scientists are on a mission to bring back the woolly mammoth, those giant, furry elephants that went extinct long ago. This idea has been circulating for a while, and it once sounded like a fairy tale, but not anymore. These scientists believe that within just 4 years, woolly mammoths could be walking the earth again. It sounds unbelievable, but it's becoming more real. So, would you be up for a mammoth meet and greet, or does it feel a bit too much like a Jurassic Park scenario? A family renting a quiet Airbnb noticed a sealed window in the living room that looked into an underground area. Curious, they searched the house and found a hidden trapdoor in a bedroom leading to a dark tunnel. The tunnel walls were stained with red marks, and they came across a rusty, eerie mask. Deeper inside, they found a dimly lit room with a single mannequin standing in the corner. They contacted the owner to ask about it, but no response was ever given. Someone recorded a strange creature in the woods. At first glance, it looks like a Sasquatch, but on closer inspection, it seems to be a close relative if you catch the hint. This sighting has sparked conversation in the paranormal community, with some suggesting it might actually be a werewolf. Of course, some believe it's just a hoax. Our usual skeptics. What do you think? Is this a real cryptid encounter, or simply an attempt to fool us? The footage features the Minnesota Iceman, a Bigfoot-like creature with ape-like fur and a muscular, human-shaped body. It was first showcased by Frank Hansen, who claimed he had discovered the frozen corpse in Siberia. As authorities began looking into it, Hansen's story shifted multiple times. The original body eventually vanished and was replaced with a fake made of latex and rubber, which was later sold on eBay in 2013. What happened to the original remains a mystery. Some believe it was genuine and hidden due to threats, while others are convinced it was a hoax from the start. One night, while walking home from work, a woman chose to take a brief rest on a nearby bench.
Она ушла. Настя, я боюсь. Настя, я боюсь. Там видно? Посмотри, там видно. Слышишь ты, сука? Я сейчас тебя так пиздану, ты охуеешь. Шуваль ты ебучий, блядь.
After only a couple of minutes on the bench, she spotted a masked man standing motionless behind a tree, barely visible in the shadows. As she prepared to flee, the camera trembled slightly, her body frozen in fear while her mind raced. Was it a cruel prank or something far more sinister? While hiking deep in the forest, someone came across something unusual and decided to record a video of it. The footage reveals a large pile that appears to be made up of animal remains, rib-like shapes and broken fragments scattered across the ground. Strangely, there are no skulls, no visible flesh, and no fur, just debris resembling bones. Some viewers believe it might actually be dried leaves from a rare tree, oddly clumped together. The video captures a hooded figure dancing alone in a silent forest without any music or audience. TikToker Brian Young recorded the unsettling scene after unexpectedly coming across it while exploring. The purpose of the figure's movements remains unknown, sparking speculation that it could be a ritual, an initiation, or an effort to summon something. In a secluded palm oil plantation near Cebu, a city in the Philippines, a man noticed a pair of glowing eyes high up in a palm tree and managed to film it. The footage captured a strange creature moving in a way that didn't match any known animal, and locals insisted it didn't look like any kind of ape. To this day, what the man recorded remains a mystery. This video features a bear with what seems to be a mohawk running down its back. Google identified it as a cinnamon bear, but those don't usually have that kind of hair pattern. It's unclear whether this is a rare genetic mutation or if something unusual is happening in the area where the footage was taken. Unfortunately, we can't confirm anything since the person who shared the clip didn't mention the location. Late one night, while walking along a remote forest path, someone recorded a disturbing sight, a dark figure with no facial features moving quietly along the road. The video, shot around 3 a.m., matches reports from two girls who saw a similar faceless shadow wandering empty trails miles apart. This eerie resemblance has led many to suspect the encounters are connected rather than coincidental. This footage was recorded using a camera attached to a dog by its owner, who was investigating reports of a strange humanoid figure seen roaming the nearby woods. The owner didn't know what to expect, but what happened next caught him completely off guard. After hours of searching, the figure suddenly appeared ahead, moving past the trees, as if it had noticed them and decided to leave before being approached. It seemed the creature just wanted to avoid contact. Despite this, the owner tried to pursue it, but his dog refused to move, frozen in place. Maybe the dog sensed something its owner couldn't. Maybe it instinctively knew following the creature was dangerous. Whatever the reason, those brief moments of hesitation were enough for the mysterious figure to disappear. Some speculate it could have been Bigfoot, though others remain doubtful. Still, the captured footage is difficult to ignore. The video shows a quiet winter morning where a kid wakes up and sees a huge moose standing right outside the window. The ground is covered in fresh snow. As the kid looks out, the moose calmly looks back with a curious expression. You can see its breath in the cold air, and its antlers and snow-covered fur match the peaceful winter scene. A group of Russians came across a moose standing on a railway track, completely unfazed by the blaring train horns. The reason for the moose's presence, or its refusal to move, remains unknown, but the moment had a strangely charming quality. Instead of trying to scare it off, the train crew patiently waited. In this video, a leopard gets startled when it turns around and sees another large animal nearby. Reacting out of instinct, it jumps in fear, not knowing what it's facing. But moments later, it realizes the creature is actually another big cat, one of its own kind. Honestly, if I were in that situation, I'd be completely spooked too. A man ventures into the woods at dusk, flashlight in hand. As he scans the area, his light briefly lands on something chilling, two glowing eyes staring back from the darkness. While it's normal for certain animals to reflect light like that, maybe a deer or raccoon, being alone in the woods makes even ordinary creatures seem eerie. After all, what if it wasn't just a harmless animal? While on a trip, a woman drove through a neighborhood and spotted something she couldn't explain. She shared the footage on Facebook, believing she might have captured alien activity, or possibly even a portal forming in the sky. At first glance, it did look otherworldly, similar to a few other mysterious videos out there. However, one commenter offered a more down-to-earth theory, suggesting the rings were likely caused by fireworks. According to him, when something bursts through a narrow smoke tube with enough force, it creates vortexes that form near-perfect rings. The original poster hasn't responded yet to say if she thinks that could be the real explanation. A couple was hiking in the mountains when they heard a strange noise coming from a nearby abandoned cave. Instead of turning back like most would, they chose to keep going and investigate, unknowingly stepping into a situation that would be far more intense than they expected. As they ventured deeper into the cave, the mysterious noise suddenly stopped. Still curious, they pressed on until they saw something that sent them running. From the cave's darkness, a tall, thin creature with glowing eyes emerged, making an eerie ticking noise. The sight terrified them. While unsettling, there could be logical explanations. Perhaps it was a cave-dwelling animal adapted to the dark based on its appearance. A man set up a trail camera to capture wildlife, but ended up recording something unexpected: strange glowing orbs of light. At first, he couldn't figure out what they were. After uploading the footage, people online quickly identified them as the glowing eyes of cats at night. But what was your first impression? Did you think it was something else? Have you ever seen anything similar on a trail cam? In the footage taken from inside the car, the driver and another person are seen sitting casually in the front seat. Everything appears completely normal. At first, the street appears empty, but just seconds later, a mysterious figure suddenly appears in the middle of the road. It's visible in a few frames before vanishing into thin air. Was it a glitch in the camera, a trick of the light, or something truly unexplained? What do you think really happened? A TikToker was staying with his family near a secluded cemetery in South America. One night, curiosity got the better of them, and they decided to explore it. But while filming, something truly terrifying occurred.
Elizabeth, ¿estás aquí?
Mira, 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 mira. Va a salir, compa. Mira, mira cómo se mueve, mira cómo se mueve. Mira,
Está moviendo la tierra.
mira, si quieres, grábale frente para decir, mira más, mira, mira. Te enseño, amigo. Mira. Elizabeth, sal. Se está manifestando, güey. Sal, Elizabeth. ¡Un!
Cuidado, cuidado.
Mira, güey. ¡Un!
¿Elizabeth?
Se está moviendo.
¿Quieres salir, Elizabeth?
Mira, se está moviendo. Se está moviendo, güey.
The soil on one of the graves started to move in a disturbing, unnatural way, almost as if something beneath was trying to claw its way out. The video quickly went viral. Some believe it's compelling evidence of a paranormal event, or even someone buried alive. Others think it could have just been an animal tunneling below. Either way, it's undeniably chilling. While exploring the woods, someone had a terrifying encounter with an unknown creature. The experience was so unsettling that they had trouble getting a clear shot of it. Still, let's take a closer look at the footage. The footage shows enormous footprints, much larger than a typical human's, yet strangely human-like in shape, bringing Bigfoot to mind. As the creature slips behind thick bushes, a patch of dark fur becomes visible. Reactions to the video vary. Some viewers are convinced it's Bigfoot, others argue it could be a bear, and some suspect it's all part of an elaborate hoax. After a heavy snowfall, a man started hearing unusual sounds coming from the forest.
Something coming down, man. I got something screaming down there. I don't know what this is, man. Something down there, man. Hello? Where are you? Show yourself right now!
Curious and uneasy, he ventured out to find where the strange sound was coming from. But the closer he got, the more he realized it wasn't from any animal he recognized, which sent him into a panic. Based on the sound alone, it seemed to come from something massive. Still, nothing was visible, so there's no way to confirm what it was. Some believe it could have been a Wendigo, but without seeing the source, it's all just speculation. 3 years ago, a person was startled by a blood-curdling scream coming from outside their home. The scream echoed from the woods near a steep drop-off that led directly to the highway, just across from a cemetery. It sounded like a terrified woman crying out in fear, but the person couldn't be certain. Maybe it was just an animal. They reported it to the police, and even sent in the video, just to be safe, but no one ever followed up. No missing persons, no explanations. To this day, that chilling scream still lingers in their memory. It couldn't have been just an animal, especially if the sound was never heard again. The video starts simply showing a group of buffalo, but if you look closely, you'll notice something unusual in the top right corner, a large figure moving from right to left. Considering how big buffalo are, this figure is clearly massive. Even from a distance, you can make out fur and a stride that resembles a human's. The only creature known to have both those traits is Bigfoot. So, what's your take? Do you think this could be Bigfoot, or is it something else entirely? Have you ever come across anything similar? A ladder was caught on video walking away on its own. Take a look. At first, the person filming thought it might just be the wind, but the movement was too deliberate for that. They slowed the footage down to check for strings or wires, but found no evidence of manipulation. Bobcats naturally need to keep their claws in top condition for survival. In this trail camera footage, one is seen sharpening its claws on a tree, an instinctive action similar to what house cats do, even if it means scratching up furniture. While it may be frustrating in a home setting, in the wild, it's a vital habit. And from the look of it, those claws are seriously sharp. It's definitely not a creature you'd want to get swiped by. This footage is noticeably more eerie and disturbing than others. A strange figure moves side to side, prompting unsettling questions. What is it, and why does it move like that? After thorough research and comparisons, it doesn't resemble any known cryptid or paranormal entity ever reported. In simple terms, we have no idea what it is or why it's here. Could it be a restless spirit? Is it here with a purpose? Maybe even revenge? These troubling questions linger, but we may never find the answers. Footage from Rough Mountain, Colorado reportedly captures possible Bigfoot vocalizations. Watch and listen closely.
What is that?
That was Bigfoot.
Can you hear those noises? They don't match any familiar animal sounds. The person filming believes they came from a Bigfoot and told a relative the same. On their return, they found footprints much larger than any human or known animal. Given the strange sounds and enormous tracks, could this really have been a Bigfoot encounter? On their way home along a dirt road crossing a plantation in Chile, two brothers spotted a strange figure moving through the field and began recording it.
No está viendo, güey. Bestia, güey. Lo seguimos.
Initially, it seemed like a regular person, but as they zoomed in, things grew stranger. The figure wore no clothes, and its skin looked grayish or even bluish. The darkness made it difficult to clearly identify what they were seeing.
Míralo, míralo, míralo. ¿Qué hubo, güey? ¿Qué hubo? Mira. Te estoy diciendo, güey. Pues si te estoy diciendo, güey. Ahí está, mira. No mames, güey. Ahí está,
The figure appeared lost, glancing around as if confused or searching for something. Some think it could have been a disoriented person, while others believe it might be something extraterrestrial. The brothers didn't approach any closer and quickly left the area. A group of friends in India had a puzzling experience one night when they encountered a strange creature on their path. In the footage, the being appears to have human-like limbs, but moves on all fours, almost like an acrobat. Its most noticeable features include a bald head and something on its chin that could be a beard, or possibly part of its head, given its unusual body structure. This creature is clearly unlike anything familiar, sparking many questions. While some may argue it's a hoax or a product of video editing. Even if that's true, it's undeniably unsettling. What do you think? Real or fake? A man submitted this trail camera footage, convinced it showed something out of the ordinary. When observed closely, a figure seems to slowly appear, remain visible for a few seconds, and then fade away. Zooming in, the lighter portion could resemble a face, and the darker area might be a body. Some people believe that after death, souls may briefly remain on Earth, and sometimes manifest in subtle ways like this. Could this be one of those instances? Or is there a more logical explanation behind what was captured? Let us know your thoughts. In April 2019, a video was recorded showing a creature concealed behind dense foliage, appearing to hide intentionally. Despite its efforts, the person filming and the viewers could still see it. The uploader is convinced it's Bigfoot. The footage is a bit unclear, but with careful observation, you can spot its large, furry figure. Since bears and apes aren't found in that region, the uploader believes Bigfoot is the only possible explanation. A local villager went out to inspect his fields, but came back with a disturbing tale. He claimed a dark, shadowy figure passed by and even made contact with his skin. He described feeling as if something malevolent had tried to possess him. When he later reviewed the security footage, it appeared to confirm what he experienced. The encounter reportedly shook him so deeply that he withdrew from public life and hasn't been seen since. Still, no evidence has surfaced to verify the story, leaving the truth a mystery. The clip captures an umbrella seemingly strolling down the street on its own. It leaves people questioning whether it's real, staged, or something entirely different. In a strange incident, a homeowner was shocked after reviewing footage from their outdoor security camera. In the middle of the night, the camera captured an almost naked man standing in front of the house, performing a strange and provocative dance. It didn't seem like a simple prank, but rather pointed to someone possibly struggling with mental health issues or under the influence of drugs. Hopefully, they were found and given the help they needed. Have you ever experienced anything similar? While recording in a quiet forest, a man accidentally captured something unusual on camera. As he moved the lens, a distinctly human-shaped shadow appeared, despite no one being there to cast it. The sight felt out of place, and he couldn't explain it. It might have been anything, but the clearly human form made it difficult to dismiss. The video starts with a young girl stepping out of her house. She mentioned in her post that she was on her way to a 2 a.m. work shift. Her neighborhood is usually safe, so she wasn't expecting anything unusual. However, things quickly turned strange when a transparent, ghost-like figure appeared from the left. She suspects it was a ghost, but since no one had recently died in the area, she was left confused. She shared the footage online, hoping for answers. Have you ever experienced something like this? A recent sighting has drawn a lot of attention. A street camera captured footage of a strange creature moving across a highway on all fours. Its shape didn't clearly resemble a dog or a cat, though it's hard to say for sure due to the blurry quality of the video. The clip quickly went viral on social media, with many speculating that it might be the legendary Dogman. The sighting even appeared on local news, adding to the growing intrigue. Despite all the buzz, there's still no solid proof that it was the Dogman. What do you think? In June 2025, a resident recorded this footage near Enderlin, North Dakota.
Oh my god.
The sky formed a broad, rotating mesocyclone, seemingly on the brink of becoming a tornado. The cloud system drifted slowly, but appeared enormous and almost alive. It was a breathtaking, yet terrifying sight, not something I'd stay around to record. This footage was recorded by a hunter while out on a hunt. Although it's easy to overlook at first, the hunter claims it shows a paranormal entity that has been following him every time he enters the forest. It tends to appear and disappear in areas difficult for him to see. On the day he filmed it, he was determined to capture proof, as people often laughed at his claims. Do you see it too? Do you think it's real, or could he have used CGI out of desperation to be believed? A group of men were hiking in the Colorado mountains when they encountered a creature they thought might be Bigfoot. The creature was sitting on the ground behind a tree, covered in brown fur with a distinctly ape-like appearance. Since the area is known for frequent Bigfoot sightings, the hikers believed it could have been the elusive creature. However, when they came back to the spot later, the creature had vanished, leaving behind only a pile of straw. A backpacker had just parked their car when they spotted something unusual drifting through the sky and began recording. The strange, silent object floated slowly, almost as if it were observing its surroundings. As the camera zoomed in for a closer view, the object appeared to slow down even further, almost like it realized it was being watched. Then, without a sound or a trace, it simply vanished. A man was out in the snow with his dog, simply enjoying the winter day when a wild moose suddenly appeared. Most people assume moose are calm, but not this one. Out of nowhere, it charged straight at the man, clearly agitated. Fortunately, he got out of the way just in time. The dog, full of energy, started barking at the massive animal to protect its owner. Luckily, the moose didn't pursue them any further. The man quickly called his dog, and the two safely headed back home. This footage comes from a group of young explorers in the enchanted forest of Tofino. Everything was going smoothly until they experienced a strange and puzzling encounter. Take a look. They were able to capture footage of a strange creature, though it had its back to the camera as it walked away. The video mainly shows its dark, furry back, partially hidden by the trees. What makes the footage especially interesting is that the creature appears to be walking upright on two legs. The hikers were stunned by what they saw and decided to move closer to the area where the figure had been. Their shock grew when they found fresh tracks, footprints that looked human but were much larger. Convinced they hadn't seen a bear, but something more humanoid, they began to consider the possibility that it might have been Bigfoot. While walking her dog in the park, a woman was drawn to the glow of an unusually bright full moon. Captivated, she snapped a few photos to send to her boyfriend. The pictures were taken just seconds apart, but in the last one, something odd appeared on the right side. A figure that hadn't been there before, or at least not one she had noticed. Locals who've seen the photo claim it's not an animal or a trick of the light. Some even believe it might be a tree spirit, a forest guardian rarely seen by people. As for the woman, she remains completely puzzled by what she captured. When you hear UFO, you probably think of a flying saucer or some unusual object in the sky, but this one's different. This unusual sighting offers a fresh departure from typical UFO reports. Initially, the object appears to be common litter, perhaps a piece of plastic or floating debris. However, on closer examination, it reveals unexpected, lifelike qualities. The object moves with flowing, tentacle-like limbs, suggesting it may not be a craft at all. Instead, it resembles a living creature, possibly something like a massive airborne squid or octopus. This camper had an experience many only dream of, a surreal moment deep in nature. He noticed a deer standing quietly near his campsite, as if it had been expecting him. With its calm demeanor and unwavering gaze, the animal seemed less like a wild creature and more like a watchful spirit of the woods. Whether eerie or heartwarming, it was a moment he wouldn't soon forget. While on a boat ride, someone spotted a pair of eerie hands emerging from the water, reaching for a piece of metal tied to the boat. These strange hands appeared monstrous, short, scaly, with webbed fingers and sharp claws. As the boat drifted away from the unsettling sight, the true identity of the hands remained unclear. Were they the limbs of a mysterious sea creature lurking in the deep, or perhaps the manifestation of a mythical being surfacing briefly to leave behind a sense of wonder and unease? While driving through a quiet village, someone's dash cam recorded something strange crossing the road. A shadow shaped like a human figure appeared, but no actual person was visible. It disappeared almost instantly, leaving a disturbing sense of unease. This trail cam footage comes from the swamps of Florida shortly after a thunderstorm passed through. Remarkably, the bears not only survived the storm, but were later seen playing and exploring a makeshift bridge built by humans. At first, the bear cubs were hesitant to cross, but the mother bear showed no fear. Her calm presence gave the cubs the confidence to step onto the bridge, albeit cautiously. The cubs were likely unsure whether the structure could support them, or even if it was a bridge at all. However, the next day told a different story. All the bears, including the previously hesitant ones, crossed the bridge confidently, now fully aware it was safe. This trail camera captured something truly surprising. In the foreground, 2 deer are visible, but in the background, a strange figure is walking. At first, it looks like a child in a costume, but the longer you look, the more uncertain it becomes. The figure's hands are unusually large, too big for a child, and if it were a person, why do the deer remain so calm? Some think it might be a young Sasquatch. Whatever it is, the image raises more questions than it answers. In the scenic village of El Padal, located in the Rangel municipality of Mérida State, Venezuela, an unusual and somewhat eerie discovery took place on December 2nd, 2022. A local farmer, while going about his routine, came across a strange creature standing near a tree and some bushes. The being was notably small in comparison to the tree, with a human-like body, bowed legs, a bald head, and dark hairless skin. It appeared thin and frail. This mysterious sighting has sparked questions. Could this be an undiscovered species unknown to science? Or as some believe, might it be a small alien entity from another world? A man was driving through a tunnel late at night when he encountered something incredible. Barely believing what he saw, he reviewed his dashcam footage and found the same figure materializing suddenly and disappearing as the car drove through it. Some think it might be the spirit of a long-ago victim, while others say it's just a light illusion. What do you think? A video features a deer that appears to have fangs, giving it a vampire-like look. While it might seem alarming at first, the animal is actually a Chinese water deer, a real and harmless species. These deer are herbivores, despite their intimidating tusks, and are native to China and Korea, where they are protected. Though the sight is unusual, there's nothing supernatural about it, just a fascinating example of nature's diversity. A photo taken near the New Mexico border, an area famous for frequent Bigfoot sightings, captured a mysterious figure. At first, it was thought the figure was carrying pieces of wood, but upon closer inspection, it turned out to be a deer, with its head and antlers faintly visible. This discovery has sparked speculation that Bigfoot might actually hunt animals, leaving people wondering whether it eats them raw or prepares them in some unknown way. A couple was on a trip when an unknown giant-like creature suddenly shifted in the bushes ahead of them. Watch the footage. The creature spotted had a hairy body, walked upright like a human, and had an ape-like build. Sound familiar? Most people immediately thought of Bigfoot. After all, no one expects their third companion on a trip to be a towering beast. Do you think it was really Bigfoot? While strolling through the garden of his apartment complex, a man casually took a few photos, just testing the shutter sound with no specific target in mind. Out of the 5 shots he snapped, 1 stood out, and not for a pleasant reason. Something or someone appeared in the frame. He hadn't noticed anything strange while taking the picture. Was it just pareidolia tricking his eyes, or did he accidentally capture something far more unsettling? The video captures a group of people assisting a snake as it crosses the road. Although the snake's exact species isn't known, the gesture is appreciated for supporting snake conservation. The person behind the camera speculates it might be an anaconda and invites snake experts to help identify it. This footage was captured by a group of hikers in British Columbia back in 2013. Take a look. From their vantage point, they believed it might be Bigfoot. The footage seems to support that idea, but the details are limited. Skeptics who viewed the video weren't convinced, suggesting it could simply be a shadow, a person, or even a bear. Common explanations for supposed Bigfoot sightings. So the mystery stands. Was this a real Bigfoot encounter or something more ordinary? During a family road trip, they noticed something strange in the woods. Driving past a thick forest, they caught sight of a large black figure partly concealed behind a tree. It seemed to be observing them, and once it realized it was spotted, it lowered itself to stay out of view. The figure had a broad build and moved in a human-like manner, but its size didn't quite match usual Bigfoot accounts. Honestly, it looked more like a person in a costume, yet it was still quite unsettling. Back in 2012, Paul Feehan and his friend were hiking near Aberrock when they decided to capture the serene landscape on video. It felt like they were completely alone, but when they reviewed the footage later, they noticed something chilling, a shadowy figure standing in the background. Whatever it was, they hadn't seen it in the moment, and to this day, they still have no explanation. While hiking deep in the Olympic National Forest, a Reddit user noticed something unusual, a dark figure standing with its back turned. Many viewers praised it as some of the best recent footage of the creature, but the question remains, is it really Bigfoot or just a trick of the mind? In Mexico, a street surveillance camera captured a strange and unsettling moment. The footage shows a woman in white emerging from the darkness into a brightly lit area. She appears panicked, looking over her shoulder and calling for help, as though something is chasing her. Strangely, nothing is visible behind her at first, but upon closer inspection, a smoky, human-like figure can be seen at the end of the wall she came from. This mysterious figure seems to be following her, but stops as soon as she steps into the light. The video shows an unusual and concerning scene, a deer with a plastic bucket caught on its antlers. While deer sometimes get tangled in natural materials, this situation stood out as more puzzling. It raised the question, was the bucket placed there deliberately, or did the deer accidentally get it stuck while moving through human litter? In Oregon, another possible Bigfoot sighting was captured. The footage shows a large, hulking figure in a wooded area. The person who filmed it did not provide any additional details. What do you make of this sighting? Is it more convincing than others you've seen, or just another mysterious figure lost in the trees? This trail cam footage captures a rare and dramatic moment, a blue heron snatching a baby alligator from the river. It's the kind of scene you'd expect to see on National Geographic. The video is both captivating and sorrowful, especially as the baby gator wriggles helplessly in the heron's beak, trying to escape. While it's hard not to feel sympathy for the young alligator, we can't blame the heron. It needs to eat to survive. Nature is harsh, and survival often comes down to doing what's necessary. While going through old photos from a forest trip in Mexico, a Reddit user noticed something eerie. In one picture, a faint figure appeared in the upper left corner, unlike the trees or surroundings. At the time, the user thought they were alone. In a photo taken just seconds later, the figure was gone. Was it merely a light trick or pareidolia, or was something or someone lurking in the foliage? What do you think? While hang gliding through the Texas skies, someone noticed a strange craft overhead, something that didn't look like a plane or a helicopter. The person who filmed it believes it might be a Metapod UFO. Whether it's a Metapod or not, the real question is, what exactly is this object? Could it be a secret government project, a test aircraft, or perhaps visitors from another galaxy making a quick stop in Texas? Ken was working along the Gulf Coast on Pine Island in Lee County, Florida, the state's largest island, famous for its dense mangroves and thick greenery, making it an ideal hiding spot for mysterious creatures. While out on the water, Ken spotted something in the distance and quickly took this photo. People soon noticed something unusual. The creature's head appeared bald and shiny, unlike any known animal. Since it was too far away to see clearly, Ken still hasn't been able to identify what it was. This photo is all he has. This surveillance footage recorded a strange occurrence late at night behind a parked car. A pale, hairless humanoid figure appears, with small arms held in front of its body. It briefly looks around before disappearing back into the darkness. Its eerie appearance closely resembles how extraterrestrial beings are often described in various reports. What do you think this figure could be? Is it an alien, a hoax, or something else entirely? A man captured strange, unsettling sounds coming from deep within the woods.
starting to regret that I stopped at this rest stop.
The sounds didn't resemble any known predators like wolves, bears, or mountain lions. These strange noises have reportedly echoed through the area for years, yet their origin remains a mystery. A trail camera placed by an elderly couple in rural Ohio captured disturbing footage of a strange humanoid figure. At first, it might seem like a person in costume, but its unsettling features, pale, bare skin, deep-set eyes, long limbs, and clawed hands, suggest something far more sinister. Its eerie movements resemble descriptions of the Rake, a mythical and dangerous entity few are said to survive encountering. Some believe this creature could be the result of a scientific experiment gone wrong, while others think it might be a human cursed to live in this terrifying form. Since the couple lived in an isolated area, far from potential pranksters, many believe this may have been a genuine sighting of something unexplained. Someone snapped this eerie photo during a morning hike, unaware of what they had captured at the time. In the image, a woman in white, appearing to wear a wedding dress, is seen crossing the train tracks. The hiker, who was alone and didn't see or hear anyone around, initially dismissed it as a trick of the light or a camera glitch, but even they admit it's difficult to explain. No witnesses, no noise, just an empty track and a mysterious figure quietly caught in the frame. In recent years, reports of UFOs, aliens, and mysterious orbs in the sky have been on the rise. These sightings have become so frequent that people are increasingly unsure how to react when they see them.
Look at my. Look at her moving orbs. Look at the. There's aliens. That's not normal. That was the moon. What's happening?
A bizarrely shaped glowing object appeared in the sky after the moon disappeared. In the footage, the man filming sounds visibly scared, while a woman in the background tries to reassure him, saying it's probably just a tree obscuring the moon. Still, the man insisted the object was unlike anything he had ever seen, unusual in shape and intensely bright. His voice in the video clearly shows his fear and uncertainty about what he was seeing.
No, there's nothing. I've seen before in my life.
Okay, but on there it's not. But if you look over here, look, you can barely see it. Is that the tree branch? Is that actually?
No. No.
Wait, I see it. Look.
It's not. It's. The moon just appeared.
So, what do you think? Was it just a trick of the light, or did he capture something truly unexplainable? A security camera recorded an unusual event during a heavy downpour. It began with a sharp, whistle-like sound, followed by a blinding flash of lightning and an extremely loud clap of thunder. As the lightning faded, a strange reddish glow appeared on the ground, and all nearby lights went out. Interestingly, the red hue lingered, as if something had been left behind. One viewer suggested in the comments that the lightning may have struck a transformer, a theory that certainly raises some interesting possibilities. This unusual security footage from Kentucky shows a mysterious figure walking down the street. The figure appears to be made of white smoke, shaped like a human. Its movement is strange. It crouches low, placing its hands on its knees, and looks around cautiously, as if checking for something or someone. No one knows exactly what it is. Theories and guesses are all we have. Some viewers joked about it online, with one comment suggesting it was just a thin man sneaking home from the bar late at night. While funny, it doesn't answer the real questions. What is this figure? Why is it there? Is it even real? One afternoon in Nevada, a woman and her mother were out for a walk when they noticed something unusual in the sky.
Now they're up above the thing. That is cool.
Go. Oh, I can't go
Right there.
Why does your video only go to 12 times, dude, but your photo go to 30 times?
I don't know.
Yeah, they keep
They
going
just
to triangular
yeah.
form.
They just opened
That's
again.
cool. Look at on the video. Now they're in a square.
It's not airplanes, so it has to be drones.
Yeah, no. As soon as it's a slap tab or something.
Where'd they go?
It's right there, they're fading kind of.
Yeah.
I am not steady as hell.
Oh, there they are, over there, I see.
Nevada is no stranger to strange sightings, with locals frequently reporting UFO activity. The two women, confused and unsure, couldn't quite figure out what they were looking at. Late at night, a man was walking his dog when he recorded something unusual. As they stepped into the yard, the camera caught a shadowy figure quickly darting across the frame before disappearing behind a tree. It happened so fast that it was almost hard to believe. Some believe it's a ghost, while others think it might be a lightning illusion or a camera glitch. Regardless, it left many viewers feeling unsettled. What do you think it was? Take a look at this deer's antlers. There's clearly something unusual going on. The antlers look distorted, possibly overgrown, damaged, or oddly shaped. What do you think might be causing this? Could it be due to a deformity from an injury, a nutritional issue, or perhaps something genetic? Do you think this is a normal variation, or might the deer be unwell? A rare eel-like creature with human-like teeth was discovered in northeastern Argentina. Nature certainly has a way of surprising us, and this bizarre toothy find is no exception. It feels like something straight out of a monster movie. Thankfully, it's not out there wreaking havoc. What do you think of this strange discovery? Mother Nature clearly enjoys keeping us guessing with her wild variety of creatures. A man was recording inside an old abandoned cabin when everything seemed ordinary, until his camera swept across a window pane. For a brief moment, a shadowy figure appeared. It wasn't clear whether it was a reflection or something outside, but it had a shape and moved intentionally, as if aware it was being observed. What it truly was remains a mystery. One thing is certain, the man in that room was not alone. In 1996, a man filmed two small, unidentified objects gliding above a field as complex crop circles appeared beneath them, seemingly forming on their own. When he shared the footage, most people dismissed it as a hoax, assuming it had been edited, but doubts arose. Could someone without professional equipment or skills pull off such advanced editing in the 90s? Some theorized he may have made the crop circles beforehand and then added the effects later. However, that idea lost credibility when the crop circles were found exactly where the footage had been recorded. Even with matching physical evidence, skeptics still refuse to believe it. This raises a larger question. Could extraterrestrial influence be behind both the phenomenon and the disbelief? The truth remains unknown. This man came across a bird seemingly frozen in midair, its wings fully spread, yet completely still. Before jumping to conclusions about reality breaking down, there could be a more logical explanation. Birds like hawks or eagles often use rising air currents to hover with minimal wing movement, conserving energy while scanning their surroundings. Still, even he thinks it might be a glitch in the matrix. What do you think? A strange sight was recorded in the skies over the Vardo district of Moose. The footage shows a dark figure with a human-like form. Its shoulders, arms, and legs are visible, but the head can't be seen.
Vardo Küçüktepe köyünde akşam saat 5:30 sıralarında ben hayvanları otlatırken havadan aniden bir cismin ortaya çıktığını ben
Some viewers shared their theories. One suggested it was a drone carrying mannequins, which seems somewhat reasonable. Others were more skeptical, joking that it looked like a balloon drifting in the wind, with several calling it just that. What do you think it is? While on vacation in Cambodia, two girls ventured onto a forest path. Initially, everything seemed fine, but they soon felt an unsettling sensation of being watched. They kept glancing around, hoping to find a reasonable explanation. Then, a dark figure showed up behind them, captured on camera just before the girls panicked and ran away. They never found out what or who was following them, but there was something about the figure that didn't seem human. What do you think it might have been? A man and his ex ventured out for a day of hiking on the remote North Yorkshire moors, taking hundreds of photos of the snowy landscape with his new digital camera. About a week later, while reviewing the pictures, his ex suddenly grabbed his hand and urged him to stop. She had spotted something unusual in one of the shots. Initially, he saw nothing, but when he zoomed in on a photo of an open field, both were left speechless and shocked. In the snow stood a mysterious figure, shaped like a human, but clearly not one. How would you explain this? Deep within the forest, a trail camera captured a mysterious scene that has sparked curiosity and debate. The footage shows what seems to be a creature with the head of a coyote, but its back, turned toward the camera, doesn't match a typical coyote's features. Its lower torso looks odd and it lacks a tail, something unexpected for a canine. One explanation is that it might be a coyote with a genetic mutation or deformity. Sometimes animals develop unusual traits due to genetics, injuries, or environmental factors. Another theory ventures into folklore. Perhaps it's a skinwalker, a mythical being said to have the power to transform into animals. And then there's the most intriguing possibility. It could be a new species or a hybrid. Though rare, nature occasionally surprises us with undiscovered species or crossbreeds between known animals. What's your take on this strange creature? In 2013, a photograph taken in Clearwater, Idaho, showed a glowing humanoid figure hovering in the air near a tree. The radiant light coming from the figure gave it a supernatural feel, sparking curiosity and raising many questions about what it might be. Some believe it could be evidence of extraterrestrial life, with the luminous figure possibly being an alien visitor. Others suggest it might be a spiritual or celestial being, perhaps an angel or guardian spirit, since such figures are often described as radiant or glowing. This puzzling video seems to show a supernatural encounter involving a creature that looks like a mix between a human and a dog. The creature's composed reaction to being recorded adds to the mystery, particularly as it looks straight into the camera. Some argue this could be a true paranormal sighting of the dogman, while others believe it's just a person in disguise. The unclear footage only fuels the uncertainty, raising more questions than it answers. Late one night, while driving, a man noticed something disturbing on the side of the road. A figure stood in the darkness, its eyes glowing brightly, but it didn't look human. Viewers of the footage remain divided. Some believe it could be the legendary Mothman, a creature said to appear before disasters. Others think it was simply someone in a creepy outfit, or perhaps a strangely positioned road sign reflecting the headlights. But the truth? No one knows. Here's a supposed alien sighting from the early 20th century. The photograph, taken on August 25, 1970, in Gila National Forest, New Mexico, shows a strange figure. The being has a thin, bony body with ribs visible, a small head, and an unusual back structure. Considering the time it was captured, long before the modern tools that can easily fake images, many argue that creating such a convincing hoax back then would have been extremely difficult. Because of this, some people believe this could be one of the most credible pieces of evidence supporting the existence of aliens. What are your thoughts? This photo was snapped inside a long-abandoned CSBIN facility, a coal storage bunker and industrial site sealed since the late 80s. The person exploring alone noticed a dark, human-shaped figure standing motionless against the far wall. It had no distinguishable features, just a pitch-black form that didn't reflect any light. Right after the photo was taken, their flashlights started flickering, and the air grew icy cold. The explorer quickly left and never returned. Locals say this figure, called the Static, appears whenever someone tries to uncover the facility's secrets. However, some skeptics believe it's merely a cardboard cutout meant to scare off investigators, though that doesn't explain why it doesn't always appear. During a heavy downpour, someone recorded this unusual sight in the night sky. During the heavy rain, a loud screeching noise was heard, followed by a booming sound and a strange green laser shooting from the sky toward the ground. The person filming suggested it might have been an explosion. What do you think? Explosion or something extraterrestrial? A hiker spotted what looked like a small boy standing in the distance while walking through the woods. But as he approached, he discovered it was actually a mannequin. Who would leave it out there, and why? Did someone really lug it deep into the forest just to frighten others, or is there some other explanation? Whatever the reason, it gave his hike a creepy atmosphere and made him turn back to his car right away. A recording from Gila National Forest features multiple skinwalkers emitting haunting, chilling screams. Give it a listen. Did you hear that? Does it sound like any animal you recognize? Notice how there are no birds chirping or other animal sounds, just an eerie silence. That usually signals one thing: danger. In this case, it's likely a skinwalker. Also, while the voices seem distant, that's part of their trick. They often sound far away even when they're actually close, luring people toward them. Given how many voices can be heard, the person who recorded this was fortunate to get out unharmed. A small but mysterious creature was captured on camera. No one has been able to identify what it is. The people who recorded it admit they have no idea what it could be, and ask if anyone with more knowledge of wildlife can help identify it. The video captures a strange figure moving swiftly through the shadows, just beyond the car's headlights. Take a look. Although it tries to stay hidden, the dashcam manages to record it. When reviewed closely, the creature appears to be covered in fur and walking on two legs. Since there are no apes native to the area, the witnesses concluded it had to be a cryptid, most likely Bigfoot. In 2024, Ian from the Midwest Ghost Hunters made his way back to the notorious Boyd house, hidden deep in the Minnesota woods. But before he even set foot inside, something unexpected occurred.
That is insane. There are knocking sounds in the window, and you can't even see anyone. Like if there was someone knocking, you would see them through the window. Whoever's up there knocking, could you show yourself? There's got to be somebody up there. What? That freaking doll just got dragged away! Holy...
Once he was inside, the unusual activity intensified even further.
Are haunting this place. Oh my god. I just heard little footsteps running right behind me. It was just like boom, 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 boom through the floor. And I could even feel like the vibration in my feet through the floor. Are you running around up here? There's even more orbs. Where'd you run off to? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What the hell? Oh god, something just got moved over here. I freaking heard that. Wait a minute. Is that the stroller? That was not there. I am almost certain that this stroller was not there in the middle of this room. I'm pretty sure it was over there. Against like these beams. Oh god, oh god. All right, I am hearing more footsteps. It literally sounds like there are children all around up here, just running around.
A child's stroller shifted by itself, and footsteps echoed through the house. Despite it all, Ian continued his investigation.
Next stop is gonna be the room where that cursed painting is. The cursed monkey painting. This room creeps me out. If there's any spirits in here, could you show yourself? Show yourself anywhere in this room. It's like super cold. You could see the outer edges. That is really strange. This painting should be the same temperature as the rest of this room. But it's not. It's cold. That is really strange. Is this painting cursed? Because it sure seems like it. Yeah, it's still showing up. This is beyond.
One room contained something particularly eerie, the notorious monkey painting. The property owner recalled that the last time it was placed there, a major power outage occurred. This time, the painting showed a temperature that didn't match the rest of the room. Then, without warning, it shifted, as if an unseen force had tried to push it off the wall. From that point on, the paranormal activity intensified.
Oh God. Okay. That sounded like a male voice that time. There's like two different voices speaking in there. See who's in here. Hello? I thought I heard some voices in here. Minnie or Fred, is that you? There they are again. Holy crap. Dude, there's literally people talking in here. But yet there's nobody. Nobody here.
He heard strange noises coming from the next room. To verify if anything paranormal was occurring, he pulled out his EMF detector. That's when he saw something.
In here, I got a green light in my hand. Could you manifest near this green light? Whoa, look it. It's spiking. Is that you? They are manifesting right here. If that's you, could you make it spike all the way up to red? Whoa. I hope you're okay with me visiting your room. Oh my God. That freaking curtain just moved. Holy moly.
Moments later, footsteps echoed from the staircase, and that's when he captured this on camera.
Hello? Oh, those sounded like footsteps. I just heard that clear as day. They were like creaking through the floorboards. There's nobody out here. Who's out here? Holy. It sounds like they're going down the stairs. First, I heard them through this hallway, and now they're going down the steps. Minnie or Fred, is that you walking around? Ooh, what was that? Something just appeared down the stairs. It was like a manifestation.
As he continued through the house, faint music began to play in the background. Then, objects started to move, and a woman's voice echoed through the air.
That drawer! This thing just freaking opened! And look, there's no one in here. Oh, holy. None whatsoever. Whoa. That cabinet just opened now. Alright, I'm about ready to get the hell out of Dodge. This is absolutely terrifying. Minnie, is that you? Are you tending to the kitchen? Ooh.
Fighting through his fear, Ian stepped into the children's room.
Whoa. I just heard something over here. It sounded like something got moved. Was it this? This duck? I bet it was. That sounded just like it. Whoa. That sounded like, almost like a giggle. Like a little kid laughing. Holy sh**. Dude, this thing just freaking moved again. If you're still in here, could you move one of these dolls? Holy sh**. Holy sh**. This doll just got tossed onto the floor. And look, there's nothing attached to it. No string, nothing. Oh my God. I don't think I could take much more of this. No way. Nope. I'm done. No way that freaking closet just opened. Just now.
Eventually, overwhelmed by the experience, he made his way out of the house. So, what exactly is haunting the Boyd house? This video comes from Cursed Urban, a YouTube channel known for delving into haunted, abandoned, and unsettling locations. On November 19th, 2024, what begins as a routine overnight investigation quickly turns into something far more disturbing. The creator sets up camp deep within the forest, but briefly steps away from his tent. When he returns less than 15 minutes later, things are not as he left them. The chair has been moved, the tent flap is unzipped, and a strange flickering light nearby vanishes as he approaches. As night wears on, the atmosphere grows increasingly oppressive. Distant metallic clanging echoes through the trees. Heavy footsteps approach, and an intense, sinister presence seems to close in around the camp.
Gotta plug my camera. Oh, it's got a fresh battery. I gotta plug it in. I'm gonna plug the camera into the light. Leave it on. Leave this light on. Got my flashlight here. Shut this light off. Shut this light off. There we go. It's warm enough out that I don't need to get in the sleeping bag. Oh, it's been a while since we've camped in the tent, guys. It's been quite a while. Man, I'm nervous. I'm nervous about this now that I know, like, for sure somebody's been snooping around my campsite, but I don't know. Maybe it's just like stupid kids or something from that campsite down there that I was telling you about, or that are still in the park or something, just messing around with stuff. Yeah, it's not enough reason to leave. I just need to be vigilant. Alright guys, I'm going to bed. Good night, and I'll see you at 3 a.m.
In the early hours of the morning, he settles into his tent, clearly unsettled. Something feels off, an unshakable sense that something isn't right. Despite his unease, he tries to get some rest, disturbed by the thought that someone, or something, may have been watching him nearby.
There's somebody outside. There's somebody outside. Hello? Who's out here? Who's out here? Answer me, who is out here? Hello? Dude, there's that boot. Dude, so whoever that was looking for that. You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, whoever that was definitely looking for that. Why, if it was like the owner, why wouldn't they just come and grab it like during the day? Or at least like the first time I saw them here, like, hey, I was just camping here, I left this here. I'm just gonna grab it real quick, is that fine? Dude, okay, yeah, I'm out of here. This is bad news. This is bad news written all over it. Yeah, I'm out of here. All right, guys, it's late. It's late now.
He's suddenly awakened by movement just outside his tent. Someone is out there, shining a light directly at him in a rapid, disorienting strobe. He quickly gets up and calls out, but there's no reply. Instead, the figure silently disappears into the forest without a trace. It leaves a chilling question. If it was just an innocent passerby, why didn't they say anything? And what were they doing deep in the woods, deliberately using such a disturbing light? Thankfully, the investigator made it out safely and decided to leave the area shortly after. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with our latest videos.